All right, how's it going, everybody? Today I'm here to bring you my NXT TakeOver Orlando predictions. Of course, NXT TakeOver Orlando is this Saturday night live on the WWE Network. And overall, guys, I'm very excited for this TakeOver special. Honestly, I feel that this TakeOver special, with the build it's gotten and the match card that we have, I feel like it has a chance to be a better TakeOver special than San Antonio was. San Antonio was a good TakeOver special, but honestly, after seeing all the TakeOver specials, I feel like that was the weakest, but it was still a good show. But TakeOver Orlando, I feel that, with it being the night before WrestleMania, I feel like it's going to be a bigger show. I feel like it's going to be a better show than TakeOver San Antonio, and I'm excited overall for the product. So we have 5 matches confirmed for the show. Let's start off the review, not the review, excuse me. Let's start off the predictions with Aleister Black versus Andrade Cien Almas. Of course, Aleister Black is formerly known as Tommy End. This will be his NXT debut. And I'm going to pick Black right off the bat to win because I don't recall a single TakeOver special where they had a big debut and that debuting superstar didn't win. Andrade Cien Almas, I've said it before, I like him. He's a good talent, but they're starting to use him as enhancement talent. So I see no reason why he's going to beat Aleister Black. I am looking forward to seeing what Black brings to the table. I did see him once as Tommy End, and it was, of course, during the finals of the Cruiserweight Classic. It was during night 2 when he wrestled Neville. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he brings to the character. I really like the vignettes they aired to hype his debut, especially at the end where the cryptic writing would spell TakeOver upside down. So looking forward to seeing what he brings to the table. And like I said, my pick is Aleister Black to win. Next, we have a match that was just confirmed last night on NXT. It'll be an 8-person mixed tag team match. It'll be Sanity versus Ty Dillinger, No Way Jose, Roderick Strong, and Ruby Riot, a.k.a. Heidi Lovelace. I'm excited for this match. I wish this match had like a no disqualification stipulation, considering how things broke down last week on NXT when it was the 6-man tag team match, and then everybody got disqualified and Nikki Cross got involved, and then Ruby Riot made her debut. So looking forward to seeing this match. I've really enjoyed the feud between Sanity and Dillinger, No Way Jose, and Roddy. Especially been enjoying Dillinger's feud with Sanity. So now they've evened the odds. It's 4 against 4. The numbers are no longer in Sanity's favor. So with that, I'm gonna pick Team Dillinger to win. I feel that with Ruby Riot on Team Dillinger, giving Team Dillinger that advantage because, of course, Nikki Cross is that wild card, and emphasis on wild because you never know. She's so unpredictable. I'm gonna pick Team Dillinger to win. I think they're gonna pin either Killian Dane or Alexander Wolf, and that necessarily won't hurt Sanity because they've been a great dominant group. I could see them winning, but I think with Ruby Riot thrown into the mix, I think that, like I said, that's the numbers game is no longer in Sanity's favor. That's going to even things up. That's going to give somewhat of an advantage to Team Dillinger. So I'm going to go with Team Dillinger to win. And now we move on, guys, to the big 3 title matches on this show. First up, we have for the NXT Tag Team Championships. It's going to be a triple threat elimination match. The champions, the Authors of Pain, defending against the former champions, #DIY, and the only 2-time NXT Tag Team Champions, The Revival. This match, guys, I'm really looking forward to. I got a feeling that this match is going to steal the show come Saturday night. I mean, when you look at it, it is the 3 best teams on the NXT roster, the 3 best teams in that division going for the Tag Team Championships. To me, it's just going to be an awesome match. Now, in terms of a winner, how I see this playing out, I don't see the Revival winning. I don't see them becoming 3-time NXT Tag Team Champions, so I'm crossing their name off the list. So it comes down to either AOP or #DIY. And honestly, with how dominant and unstoppable AOP have been, I really do not see why they're going to drop the Tag Team Championships. Honestly, with TM61 out because of I think it was Shane Thorne who got injured. With TM61 out of the tag team title picture, I don't really see anybody be thrown in AOP, maybe Heavy Machinery, but that's a long shot. But getting back to this match, I don't see Revival winning, and I honestly don't see hashtag DIY winning. I love it. I love both teams. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think they're gonna dethrone AOP. I think AOP are gonna hold on to those titles until Brooklyn. And I also think that this is gonna finally be the night where hashtag DIY implodes with Ciampa turning on Gargano. I think it's finally going to happen. They're going to come close to winning the titles again, but then they're going to get knocked down by AOP. AOP is going to just conquer them, demolish them, whatever. And Gargano's going to be the one that takes the pin, and then Ciampa's going to snap and just turn on him and beat him down. So it's going to suck to see hashtag DIY break up. You know, because NXT does such a great job of making us invested in this team. They're such a great team, you know, going all the way back to the Cruiserweight Classic when they had that awesome match, you know, and they've fallen before, they've gone back up, they've been knocked down, and they've climbed to the mountain. And once they dethroned the Revival, they were on top of the world, and then AOP turned that dream into a nightmare. So I'm picking Authors of Pain to retain the Tag Team Championships, and that ultimately means that hashtag DIY. I believe it's finally going to happen. Hashtag DIY will implode. Ciampa will turn on Gargano, and then they're going to feud. And I would not be surprised if that feud involves the NXT Championship later on in the future. So it's going to be sad to see hashtag DIY break up because they're a great team, but this is inevitable. So that's why I'm picking Authors of Pain to retain the Tag Team Championship. But like I said, this has potential to be match of the night. This has potential to be the best match of the weekend. I'm just so excited for this match. So this is going to be awesome. Next, we have the NXT Women's Championship match. Asuka defending against Ember Moon. This is another match I'm very excited for because, you know, from what I've heard from the matches they've had on the house shows, they've torn the house down. And, you know, the Lexman has had the honor of seeing those two women go at it at an NXT house show. So he knows we're in for something special. And I'm excited. You know, I think this will be a hell of a match. Asuka's really going to have the fight taken to her by Ember Moon. Ember Moon is no pushover. And with that said, you know, 1 year ago, guys, Asuka won the NXT Women's Championship when she dethroned Bayley at NXT TakeOver Dallas. A year later, I honestly feel like she's going to lose the NXT Women's Championship. You know, what I love about how they built Asuka is she's just been this dominant, unstoppable fighting machine. She's beaten all comers from Dana Brooke, Emma, Bayley, Eva Marie, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Nikki Cross, even though it wasn't a fatal four-way. She's beaten every woman that's come her way. She's not even come close, you know, to losing a match. You know, Mickie James took it to her, but Asuka managed to dethrone her. Liv Morgan, she made Liv Morgan tap out in record time. Thea Trinidad, she beat her in record time. Asuka's been unstoppable. And because she's been so unstoppable, she's developed this ego that makes her think she's just completely invincible, that no one can touch her. She's totally untouchable, and I love it. The segment they did 2 weeks ago where she was by the pool, dressed really nice, you know, like a superstar, like a diva, was great. It made me love Asuka 100 times more, but it was great because that's character development. Asuka has beaten every challenger that's come her way. She feels like no one's a threat to her. She's developed an ego. She's becoming a diva. She thinks she's unstoppable. And that, in my opinion, is going to be her downfall come NXT TakeOver Orlando. Ember Moon even said it last night during the contract signing. You've gotten too brash, too cocky. You think you're so dominant. You're so confident. You're going to make one mistake, and I'm going to capitalize exactly how I see this thing playing out. Ember Moon will dethrone Asuka to become the new NXT Women's Champion. Now, as far as where I think Asuka goes from here, main roster debut is inevitable. Do I think she'll show up at WrestleMania in the SmackDown Women's Championship match? That you'll have to wait and see tomorrow when I do my WrestleMania 33 predictions. But as far as I'm concerned, Asuka versus Ember Moon, I'm picking Ember Moon to dethrone her. It's crazy to think that Asuka, if by some chance Asuka retains, she'll be, to my recollection, the only, no, because Balor didn't hold on to it for a full year. Okay, so no, I'm thinking that Finn Balor was not a year-long NXT champion. If to my recollection, I could be wrong. If Asuka was to retain, she'd be the only one-year champion in NXT history, which is saying a lot. But honestly, I don't think she's going to retain. I think 1 year from the day that she won the championship, she drops it. It's going to be crazy, but that's why NXT is great with storytelling, continuity, and character development. Asuka, a dominant, lethal fighting machine that developed an ego. It's going to ultimately get her comeuppance. This is no disrespect, of course, to Asuka. I'm just saying, storyline-wise, she's going to get her comeuppance from Ember Moon. So my pick is Ember Moon to win the NXT Women's Championship. And finally, guys, we get to the main event. NXT Championship match. Bobby Roode, the champion, defending against the challenger, Shinsuke Nakamura. I thought they had a very good match at NXT TakeOver San Antonio. I feel like this one is going to be a little better, though, because there's more at stake. You know, Nakamura wants to become a 3-time NXT champion. He wants redemption for how Bobby Roode beat him and embarrassed him at NXT TakeOver San Antonio. I mean, you know, it was unfortunate. Shinsuke got legit injured in that match, and then it played into the match where Roode just took advantage. He attacked Shinsuke's injured knee. He hit him with the glorious DDT, and he pinned him to become the NXT champion. I love how relevant Bobby Roode has been in NXT. I feel, you know, like how they made him so relevant in such a fast time period compared to like his time in TNA. He's brash. He's arrogant. It's all about him. He's here to make NXT glorious. I love it. I love what Bobby Roode's doing on NXT. Now, as far as a prediction, I see Bobby Roode retaining the NXT Championship. How I see him retaining it, though, is by one of two scenarios. Either Bobby Roode will cheat to win. He'll find some kind of dirty tactic, some cheap tactic to beat Shinsuke Nakamura. Or the other scenario, and this is a wild card. It's kind of a long shot, too, but there's a chance Hideo Itami, think about this, Hideo Itami might come out and he might screw Shinsuke Nakamura out of the championship. Why I say that is because, you know, Hideo Itami got injured. He recently returned on an NXT house show. He hasn't really, you know, he looked to be feuding with Austin Aries before he got injured back in the fall. And then, of course, Aries suffered the broken eye socket from, ironically, Nakamura, accidentally, of course. Itami, I feel like, hasn't done anything relevant in a while. And it's, of course, because he's been injured. Yes, he came back. He had some matches. He looked to be, you know, he was supposed to team with Kota Ibushi in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, and then he got injured. So I feel like if they're going to bring back Hideo Itami, what better way to do it than put him in a major feud against his fellow countryman, Shinsuke Nakamura? So I feel like they could do that feud. And, you know, Itami can just be bitter at the fact that everybody else has gotten a shot at the NXT Championship except him, because he was the one that was supposed to challenge Kevin Owens in Japan and win the NXT Championship. And, of course, that went to Finn Balor. And then when you think about it, Joe won the title, Nakamura won the title. And Itami can really use that bitterness against Nakamura to say that you were the one who became the first Japanese superstar to win the NXT Championship. I wanted that glory. I wanted that honor, that legacy. You can do that. And then have Itami beat Nakamura as Nakamura send off to the main roster. And then whether the champion is Bobby Roode or somebody else, have Itami go after the title. Hideo Itami needs to win the NXT Championship before he gets called up to the main roster. But not trying to lose sight here. I predict Bobby Roode will retain the championship. It's either going to be by hook or crook, or it's going to be by a surprise heel turn from Hideo Itami. I feel like Itami could turn on Nakamura, set their feud up. Bobby Roode could go on the feud with maybe Ty Dillinger or Roderick Strong after, you know, Dillinger and Strong deal with Sanity. So I'm looking forward to this match. I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds for the NXT Championship and for NXT in general after TakeOver Orlando. So that's pretty much it, guys, for my NXT TakeOver Orlando predictions. To To recap, my predictions are Aleister Black, Team Dillinger, the Authors of Pain, Ember Moon, and Bobby Roode. Those are my picks to walk out victorious Saturday night NXT TakeOver Orlando. Like I said, guys, I'm very excited for the show. I feel like it's going to be a better show than NXT TakeOver San Antonio. I feel like there's more at stake with this show. It's a bigger crowd. It's a bigger stage, of course. It's WrestleMania weekend, so I feel like we're going to get a better show compared to NXT TakeOver San Antonio, which, like I said, guys, was a good show, but I felt it was the weakest NXT TakeOver special I've seen. But I feel like now we're going to get something really good. Looking forward to seeing how everything plays out and what the future holds for NXT. Thank you guys, as always, for watching and listening. Leave your comments down below. Leave your predictions down below. Do you see Hideo Itami possibly returning and costing Nakamura the championship? Who are your predictions? Who are your picks to walk out victorious Saturday night? And what match are you most looking forward to? So, it's Robbie1 Kenobi signing off. Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time for my WrestleMania 33 predictions video. And with that said, guys, please make sure to click that subscribe button and also like this video, comment, and share with your friends. Thank you for watching and listening. This is Robbie1 Kenobi signing off. Everybody have a good day.